So in this business course, we will go into lots of different ways where we want to help grow your business or career, develop incredible products, satisfy your customers, and do all this incredible stuff. But one of the most important things which you need to look at in any business strategy is through risk. Yes, it's wonderful to go and earn £1 billion and create the world's best products. But if there are some skeletons in your closet or things that could come out and really hurt your business, what we want to do is identify these and mitigate them as quickly and as fast as we can. What we don't want to do is build this fantastic business which someone else takes away from you because they take you to court or they sue you or they copy your product and do it cheaper. And what we want to do is give you a conscious awareness within your strategy to write down all of the risks that could possibly go wrong, that could just torpedo your business and really kind of damage your credibility and what you're trying to achieve. So what we cover in this section is just to get you to write down everything that you can imagine, from losing your laptop to a hard drive crashing, to someone stealing your equipment, to someone suing you for copyright infringement or your product breaking, or whatever it is that you could do. A prime example, I often talk about bakery businesses because it's something that everyone understands. But for instance, a hygiene certificate and having your shop shut down because it doesn't meet certain standards is a risk that you would have to manage. That would not fall under most traditional business courses that will teach you how to sell and look at management styles. But actually in the real world, it's really important. For my own business, I recap this task every 3 to 6 months to really look at where am I now, what are the major risks and setbacks, and actually are there things that I could do to really help just make sure that bad things don't happen. One example for me is that I have a portable hard drive which I keep all my data on for the whole business, but actually I have multiple backups in different places just in case it disappeared or it was stolen or it was lost. But actually, to mitigate that so that I don't lose this really valuable hard drive, even though I have the backups, I actually attach an Apple AirTag to it so that I can track it so that I never lose it. Although that sounds silly, it's a risk, and it's a big risk to my business because it's largely a digital based business, that I want that backup and that security, that I feel more confident knowing that I can run a better, more efficient business with less chance of things going wrong than I did before I identified the risk. Other things which I will mention as well, some of the businesses that I work with make very high value subsea energy equipment. And when you make really high value stuff, but this would be true with a car or anything that interacts with human health and people, the risk of if it goes wrong, always check the terms and conditions within your contracts. Get proper legal advice to make sure that you are protected. And then depending on your business structure and how you structure the business, as a limited company here in the UK, that actually limits the directors from any consequential loss so that people can sue the company because they don't like what it does. But that cannot impact the directors. And what that means is that you can actually protect your house and your assets in a way that you couldn't do and you can't do if you're classed as a sole trader. So the point is that if you have a business and you operate as a sole trader, there is a risk there that if things go horribly wrong, that could actually impact your house and your assets that you own. So actually one way to limit that risk is to create a limited company and make sure that all of the assets and the operation of the business, combined with good contracts, are capped within the business structure as a way to limit the risk should the worst happen. The idea of this is just to make you think and have a conscious awareness of everything that your business does. Imagine it went horribly wrong. What are all the worst things that could happen? And actually for each of them, are there ways that you can reduce the likelihood of that happening? Or if you can't do that, how can you help mitigate the impact? Another top tip is also to do something called a pre-mortem. If you are running a project or you have a big thing that you want to do or achieve with your team or just on your own, if you think through in advance, okay, so what are all the ways that this could go wrong? And, really kind of get that down on paper. Once you have a conscious awareness of all the things that could go wrong with the project, again, you can actually mitigate these before you even start to give you a greater chance of success. A pre-mortem is a very clever way to really analyze and assess risk, and also just give your business or your project the best possible chance of success. So on the website and in the book, we go into more detail on pre-mortems, but actually they are something very useful to consider. So hopefully this is a very useful task for you to go through. I repeat this every 3 to 6 months, and actually genuinely I think this is something to really kind of look at, but always get good, solid legal and financial advice to help guide your decision making.